I just want to say that it was less than 3 minutes this time. Just saying, for anyone who wants to know. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and watch my intro video to Let's Get Vulnerable and you'll see what I'm talking about. So, I also want to start off by saying thank you so much to everyone who watched my last video that I posted. Um, I know I briefly talked about the whole avoidance thing in the very first posts that I had, and me thinking that these weren't going to be good enough for people to actually want to watch. And the fact that I have no dogs around me, I feel like makes it a little bit less interesting, but really it's just me learning how to be comfortable talking to a camera and sharing things with all of you guys. So thank you very much for all of that. Also, when I very first posted my intro video, like introducing this project, I had a bunch of people comment saying how courageous it was. And I actually started to get emotional when I was reading those comments because I already knew what episode 1 was going to be about, and I already knew that I wanted to talk about the part where he said, "You're a coward." So that meant a lot for me, to me, for all of you guys to be writing in comments and using the word courageous. So thank you very much for that. Very grateful for all of your guys' words. And also, I had a couple people write me questions about this, and I want to touch on some of those things today. So, two of the questions were, has there been forgiveness, and do you feel like there needs to be forgiveness to let go? I'm going through a process of forgiveness right now. Like I said, I was in anger because of the whole situation, and not really even anger because of that night, but just about what happened previously to that, which I chose not to talk about it in the last video because I felt like the anger part of it would have come out, and I didn't want to portray any kind of anger in that video. So going through steps of forgiveness and knowing that it's okay to go through my emotions as long as I'm not staying in them. Also, the next question was, do you feel like there needs to be forgiveness to let go? And my answer is yes. I feel like there's either anger or forgiveness, so I either need to choose one. So if I stay in anger, I know it doesn't affect the other person at all, but it affects me a lot in my everyday life. So I definitely can't choose to hang on to anger. I would much rather choose forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that I feel like once you go through that process, then you let it go. But anger just holds on to it, and you're just living in the past. So I don't want to be doing that. Yeah, so definitely forgiveness is a good thing. So everyone should learn how to go through forgiveness towards people who have caused pain and suffering in your past, and also know that everyone comes from different walks of life. So this person, he's not, a horrible person. I don't think he's meant any bad intentions, but obviously it affected me in a very a little bit of a negative way. It's definitely been a growing experience, so I will say. But I know his intentions were probably good to start off with, right? Everyone has good intentions in the beginning, but somewhere along the line, bad things happen in our life, and it kind of leads us on a different path where our intentions can start to change. So, yeah, don't really know where I was going with that, but I also want to talk about, I know I mentioned I wanted to mention what I took away from the experience. So I feel like I have a lot of gratitude for that night. And I know that sounds kind of weird to say that, saying that I'm grateful that I went through a shitty situation. But the day after I went and stayed at my friend's house for a couple of days, and I found out like who was there for me 100%. And it was just such a great feeling to know that people wanted to help me, and I was not an inconvenience to anybody. So thank you, Morgan, for letting me stay at your house for a couple of days after that, and just letting me know that I was in a safe environment. And I feel like I started to let go of me being like bothered or frustrated by little shit that was going on in my life, like stuff that I should not even have been bothered or frustrated by, because this situation just put everything into perspective. Like my whole perception on life changed that night, in that instant. And just also me being grateful that nothing happened to me as well. So I express appreciation and gratitude every single day of my life now because of that. And I've definitely learned like how powerful gratitude is. So yeah, thank you everyone for listening. I do appreciate it. If you guys have any questions too, I would love to answer questions, and also give a shout out to my friends, animal people, for this cool shirt too. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you for episode 2.